Okay, so yesterday we talked about points, lines, and planes. Those were the undefined terms of geometry. Today we're specifically going to talk about parts of a line. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill in our blanks here. And it says a line segment. A line segment is a measurable part of a line. That means we can actually, it has a stopping point or starting point and a stopping point, so we can measure it. Whether a regular line, it continues on forever. Okay, so I forgot what I was saying. Is a measurable part of a line that consists of 2 points, and those points are called end points. Okay, that means they end. They have 2 points on either end of it. Those are the end points of a line segment. Those 2 end points are used to name the segment. Okay, so let me just give you a for example. If I have this picture right here, my stuff would write properly, and I name those points A and B. That would be called line segment AB, and it would look like this. It would have a capital A and a capital B with just a bar over it with no line or no arrows. Do you remember yesterday when we named a line, we put arrows on it? Well, with a line segment, we don't put arrows on it. That's how we tell the difference between a line and a line segment when we're using our symbols. Do you think it would be okay if I reversed it and called it line segment BA? Is it still referring to the same line segment? Mm-hmm. It is, okay. So we can name it with AB or BA and just the bar above it. That tells me it is a line segment, not a line. Now, one more thing I want to add to this before we move on to the next part. But anywhere else, let me just... Okay, hold on. I just want to make sure I'm not saying something that's going to be there later. All right, so yesterday we talked about points, and we said a point has no size and no shape, correct? So if we talked about yesterday the line, and we talked about how many points were on a line. It takes 2 to make a line, but how many points altogether are on a line? Infinite. We can't count them because it goes on forever, right? Well, we have a line segment that has 2 end points, but how many points do you think are on the line segment? 2, 4? Okay. Let me show you this. Here's my line segment. I'm going to do it up here because I can write it better. So here's my line segment. That's point A. That's point B. Let's say that has a value of 0 and that has a value of 1, right? If I wanted to count all the points in between here, what's in the middle? 0.5, 1/2, right? And then if I did in the middle of that, that would be 1/4. Can I still cut that in half? Can I continue to cut it in half? So if I can always cut a smaller piece in half, how many points do you think are in between 0 and 1? Or those 2 points? Infinite. Okay, so make a little note out here. Infinite points on a line segment. And I'm telling you to make this note because this is going to be one of the questions on your quiz next week. One question is going to ask you how many end points are on a line segment, and you're going to tell me 2. Another question is going to ask you how many points are on a line segment, and you're going to tell me infinite. Okay, so keep up with these. These are things that will be asked on your quizzes. I tell them to you for a reason. Is everybody okay with that? So far, so good. All right. The next section, we're reading it. It says, for any 2 real numbers, A and B, some number A and some number B, we just don't know exactly what they are, there is some real number n in between those, kind of like we talked about here between 0 and 1. There's a number in between. Between 0 and 1/2, there's a number in between. There's always a number in between here. So that A is the smallest, N is in the middle, and B is the greatest. That's what this little thing right here is saying. It's saying A is the smallest, N is in the middle, B is the greatest. This relationship applies to points on a line, and it is called the betweenness. Okay, betweenness of points. No matter what, any 2 points, you can always find a point in between them because points have no size and no shape. So pretty okay with that? All right. If we're looking at the picture to the right of the next key concept, the betweenness of points, do we see we have points A, C, and B on the line? Do you guys see the points A, B, and C on your line next year? So point, which one is between A and B? C. So point C is between A and B if and only if A, B, and C are collinear on the same line. And AC, here's my segment AC. Okay, A's here, C's here, right? And then segment CB, okay, C's here, B's here. AC and CB, when I put them together, I make AB, right? So this is what we're getting into. It's called the segment addition postulate here in just a minute. This is this is segment AC. So this is A and this is C. This is C and this is B. And we put the C's together. That makes one new segment, segment AB. That makes a little bit of sense. Can you see it on your picture? I want you to focus on your picture on your paper. Try to highlight here. Do we see this little green line right here? And it has arrows and it has the bars. That says AB. That's telling me that whole thing is segment AB. Then what this thing says is that AC, this segment plus CB gives you the whole thing. Is that kind of okay? Right. And so again, the segment addition postulate, it says in the image, point C. Ooh, y'all don't have that, do you? Do y'all have the in the image? Okay, mine has extra stuff on it. Does yours have extra stuff on it? Does yours look different than mine does? Oh, okay. I don't know what I did. I'm just going to go off of this now. Okay, sorry. I think I changed this. Anyway, in the image, point, which one is in the between? B. So point B is in between what other 2 points? A and C. Yep. Therefore, we can say that AB, the smaller segment, let's highlight that on our picture, AB plus the other small segment, BC, is going to give me the entire segment AC. That's called the segment addition postulate. You can take 2 small segments, you can add them together to get a bigger segment. In the image, line segment AB, which is also written like we discussed earlier, a capital A, a capital B with a bar over it, has what 2 endpoints if it's called line segment AB? If it's called line segment AB, what are its 2 endpoints? A and B. Okay, that's how we name a line segment, is by its endpoints. And my stuff is not wrong yet, there isn't. That means it's about to go out on me. So that first blank, you should write AB with a bar over it. Sorry, that's what I'm writing on my tablet. It's just not showing up here. And then the next blank, it has the endpoints A. That's the first blank. And then B in the second blank. Except for that, what I have written here does not make sense. That must be a typo. Oh, it's starting to catch up. You see it's moving slowly up there? It hasn't even gotten to my highlighting yet. Sorry. We're going to skip that last blank because I probably should have put AB. This is what happens when I don't go over my notes before I use them. So just your first blank is segment AB. The second one is A and B, and you're going to leave off that third blank. So just put an X to that third blank. And then what I want you to look at is what it's never works, does it? Come on. Why can't you connect? All right, let me. The old-fashioned way, 'cause this is not gonna work.